Hey everyone, this is the puzzle guy here. Um, I know there's not a whole lot of you guys, but I've only done one video so far, and it was about puzzles. Um, Basically, me putting together a puzzle and talking about the background and the artist. Um, so I only made one video, and then I kind of stopped. I was putting more puzzles together, but I just wasn't really recording it. I guess I don't know, I just wasn't really keeping up with it as much as I should have. The whole reason I started it was because I wanted to create a YouTube channel, and I was just thinking of ideas, and one of the things that I enjoy doing is puzzles, so that's why I decided to start doing that. But as you can see, it's been a whole year since my first video, and I haven't posted anything. So yeah, but yeah, life happens. I ended up moving, and I wasn't really thinking about creating videos. Uh, but anyways, I am by no means a game critic or anything of that nature. But I'm just a regular guy who enjoys playing video games. And I have been playing video games since I could pick up a controller, I guess, since maybe like 5 or 6. I think my first video game was a Game Boy Color. Oh, that came out like I was born in '96, so. But yeah, that was one of the first games I played. And anyways, that's not important. But the point of this video that I'm making now is, so I'm sure everyone knows about Expedition 33. And it came out a while ago. I think it was last year, actually. Or was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. But I heard a lot of stuff about it, and I finally decided to buy it and play it. And I have to say, this is a great game. Again, I am not a video game critic or anything like that. I've just been playing video games all my life, especially RPGs. I really, really enjoy RPGs. Fantasy games, adventure games, open world games, video games like that. My very first video game like that, I guess, would be Final Fantasy VII on PS1. Although I only played as far as when the reactor blew up. Well, I would never get out before the reactor blew up because my stupid kid brain just couldn't figure out like how to get out of there. I remember that, so that's as far as I ever got on that game. But my first real video game in fantasy was, I guess, or RPGs, was Final Fantasy X-2. That was my first. Well, that was my second Final Fantasy game, and I guess really the first game that I kind of like. I guess fell in love with. Yeah, I fell in love with. I mean, yeah, I love that game. Yeah, and so, anyways, Expedition 33. Like, uh, I've only been playing. I've only played 16 hours so far, and this game is like, I keep coming back to it. I don't know. I guess that's just like the simplest way I can put it. Like, I'm a working adult. I don't have time to play video games often, and when I do have time, I really just don't, because or I end up playing for like maybe 20 or 30 minutes because the game just can't hold my attention. But this game, there's like everybody has been saying, I mean, the art style, the story, the characters, and but yeah, I've been playing 16 hours so far. I'm starting to grasp the mechanics, and I was playing. I realized that I think my favorite character to play with, as far, I mean, in terms of combat, I guess, or I mean, how else? What other way? Um, would be it's Maelle. Yeah, like it's. I don't know what it is. I think it's. Well, first of all, like, I'm just gonna go off this video that I recorded while I was playing the game on my PlayStation. It is. I was just like really. enjoying it. And to be honest, I was first going up against the what was it? Was it the twins or orphans? I can't remember, but it's the three guys. I can't remember their names. Anyways, I'm gonna put some footage in there. But yeah, like I had my intention was, to start like normally using three players, and I can't remember where I had been fighting this previous enemy, and it was one of those one-on-one kind of battles, I think, and had been using Maelle, and I forgot to go back and put the rest of my characters in there. So when I started fighting this Burgeon enemy, or I'm not sure how it's pronounced, I started the fight and I realized that I forgot to put the rest of my team back in there, and it was just Maelle against the Burgeon and those other two goons or whatever. And wow, I just cannot, like, I'm just gonna play the footage, and it, like, with the three twins, like the three that I fought before. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the footage. These guys right here, I didn't get the first half where I was just fighting with Maelle, where I said I accidentally started with just her instead of the three teammates. Yeah, it felt so fucking epic. Like, I don't know how to describe it. The music, the moves, and yeah, and I was like, let me record this. But by the time I decided to start recording, Maelle had already been killed, and then this one had asked me if I wanted to bring in my reserve members, and I realized, I was like, oh shit, I can bring in my reserve members. Still learning about the game, and that's when I started playing with these guys. Anyways, I was like, wow, why didn't I get that first half fighting with Maelle? Because it was just so, it just felt cool, and I just enjoyed it as a gamer. I was just geeking out, and I wish I had recorded that half. But yeah, so then anyways, with this fight that I'm about to go over with you guys, or I guess, like I said, I'm not a critic. I'm just, I don't know, describing how I felt as I played it. Yeah. Let's just press play. So I think one of the things that appeals to me about Maelle is just like her movements. I guess the fencing, I guess it's like a fencing type thing. I'm not too familiar with those types of sports, I guess, but the way she swings her sword around whenever she's about recovering from dodging or whatever that is, getting ready to strike again. It's just like really cool. And then like the epicness of this, like, just, what is she, like 16 and going up against this big old monster? It's just like really cool. And then, at this point I already fought this monster like 3 times. I had the recordings of those, but I deleted them because they were just like a minute long, and I would start re-recording whenever I died. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this. I'm just watching. But yeah, once you start getting the time down and being able to dodge the attacks, this game is just like so fucking fun, you guys. I think I'm still, getting familiar with how Maelle's her battle style works. But I think I'm learning little bits more and more as I play. And then, I realized that this enemy was weak to fire the first time that I fought it, and then I equipped her weapon that has the fire element, and I upgraded it. And then while I was playing this, well, I guess I'll wait till I get to the end, but yeah. And just the way she says, like, ready to parry, it's just like, oh, it just gets you so into it, God, that's so fucking cool. And then the burns, yeah. So this is where I realized that, I guess I had noticed it before, but I wasn't really paying attention until now, that the burns add up. Like, there's a burn symbol under the Burgeon's health bar with the flame, and it's at 5. And there are certain attacks that build up the burns, and then certain attacks that consume the burns, and then it causes more damage. And I was just like, wow, like, this is so great. Yeah. Let's spill some ink. Like, what? But yeah, her voice actress like did great. And then there are parts like, I don't know why. I guess this is why Maelle's like my favorite character to play with so far. Just like, again, the way she moves in the fight, and then things she says. Her voice actress is really good. What did she say? On guard. That is so. Like, I know it's just like not that big of a deal, but to me it's just, you know, so immersive, and it just makes you feel like, yeah, on guard, motherfucker. But yeah, I was getting like, when I get my, it gets scary when my health gets low, you know, and then like attacks like that, like I get the, there are times when I get the timing down and I get it, and then when you miss it, it's like, oh, what's wrong with me? You know, all these other times I got it, and I'm slowly losing my life. Are there, and then I'm thinking, like, does she have an ability that heals her? Like, I can't remember checking if she does, because I really could have used that in this fight. The dance begins. Alright, so there I knew that I was going into the virtuos because I realized that, you know, the attacks with the virtual stance were really powerful. It causes 200 plus damage, I think it said in the corner. Don't quote me on that. Here I am dodging. Virtuos plus 200% damage dealt. There you go. So then I use that triple attack. Fuck yeah. Cool as fuck. Dodge that. Dodge that. Dodge that. And dodge that. Perfect. Were all those perfect? Fuck. I'm playing this on normal difficulty, so I mean, I'm not like, you know, going super hard or anything. Ring of Fire. So first, when I first started the battle, I was using Sparks, and then I realized that I could upgrade to, it was more damage to the other one, then I did that. But yeah, man, this game is just so cool, and I keep coming back to it, and I'm doing this thing now where I have Maelle just start, like, by herself first against enemies, and then, you know, because I just, you know, it's just so cool to have her just going up against all those monsters. It just feels so epic and grand, and it's just fucking cool, dude. Like, I don't know what else to say. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I feel like there's more I should say, but that's all for now. And maybe I'll upload some more. You know, this is a puzzle channel, so I don't know. I'm gonna be doing more puzzles, maybe small ones, because I don't have a whole lot of room now. There's one of my puzzles I did back there. It's just in the background. But yeah. So thanks, guys. See ya.